Fancy meeting you here.
Thanks to the help of people like you and colleagues. But I've been... It's a long story.
Huh? What's wrong?
Nothing specifically. He's always said, Anyway, my father's currently on the second. He seems very fond of you, too.
Sure, let's go.
Take it easy.
Into the wind!
Uncle Tien, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Hoishin. I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite all right. It's just as I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many, I am still very much.
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu. For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically.
So, in other words, you pick someone and.
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my...
Oh? Who is it?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to...
It's Yelan!
Jackpot. Uncle Tien here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next...
What do you think? Paimon thinks so too. It can't be a bad thing to be on good terms with...
All right then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tien, you say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety too.
Huh? Yelan, you...
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after. So, how about this? If you're
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until... Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment... You're all set?
Uncle Tien seems really worn down.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tien has passed his... So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei, Mingbo, and Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingbo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs. Try to keep all that in mind. Of course.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Jiyi.
Let's leave that until we get to Yuehai Pavilion. All right. Heads in the game, people.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never...
Oh, I mean,
That's called being complacent.
Oh, come on. All right, you two. Let's... Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. Look, how about this? There's no...
Fine. They're not.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. We'll meet. I've split it into 2 stages. Current affairs. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In this, writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow, one of them is really...
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, there's still some time. Have a skim through. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know. Finished, huh? What did you think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new... And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan. That's for me to know and you to find out. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh? So you two are the assessment office? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any—
Mind your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Please introduce...
I'm, Mingbo. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days. My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for,
Is it just Paimon?
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there.
Oh.
Hello. What would you like to know? You're here to assess—
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that—
Very fair question. But I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked a lot— Of course, 2 different problems can be interconnected in—
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the UAI— If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take
Nice answer. All right.
He seems like a great guy.
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable, but he is very proud and incredible. Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured, but he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites.
Perfect summary. Paimon couldn't agree more.
Last but not least, Yi. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. But what really interests me is that—
Great.
We'll see.
One with nature.
I see.
All right. Then let me ask this. The idea—
I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates. Those 3 candidates have all studied under me in the past. But Qianwei went on to focus on his—
Whoa. So how did you get to...
Chen Wei was referred to me. We first met while fishing. Jury came from a poor. He reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and quite. And now all the young are growing up.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years.
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't...
Sounds like you sure love fish.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh,
Fresh fish soup.
doesn't it? Also, when we've been fishing recently, Juri always brings that flavor makes for a fond memory.
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon.
Let's get back to the matter at hand.
I appointed you as the assessment officer. Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history. This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Please disregard all. Remember, you must.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. So, it's gonna be Jiri, where his manifesto was written well, and...
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no time limit for this assessment.
Huh? So, are you gonna give them more tests or something?
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as they appear. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest. For example, Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Ugh! Who are they? Where are they?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and as my trusted assistants. They are always standing guard nearby. They also Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan...
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right?
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little win.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Jiri?
Jiri, well, obviously as the most promising. Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there.
If we're looking for information, why he does business at the North Wharf?
That's actually...
What were I doing here today?
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet. Even so... all right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take them, I'll just have to partner with them instead.
Okay, well, when you put it that way... Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsetias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get any ideas.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Jiri.
Juri? Yes, I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Juri never retaliated. He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm...
Oh, he sounds like a decent man. We can find him.
Why are you asking about him anyway? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... that's Juri right over there. Why don't we go and talk...
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, let's follow them and try not to let him see you. We want...
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlang.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me. Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan?
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet.
Wait, you're not...
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But hey, you'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
We will? Well, come on!
The wharf is as busy as I hear the anglers here sometimes sell the...
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We've heard about this young man called Juri who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you...
Whoa! Yelan made up a whole fake identity.
Ah, yes, Juri. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work... How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well...
Yeah, we think so.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why is...
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always... mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know if you...
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to.
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around. Take it easy.
Here to buy some fish? You better hurry when they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish...
Wow,
Society for Fish Price Research.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to We've heard about a certain Juri who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this...
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few more. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I think he has pretty low self-esteem. But hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people. Nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the.
The more times you say it, the less convincing it.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell.
Really?
But of course, we also.
Great! So what do you.
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master Dugu, have you heard of.
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of Juri, probably 'cause it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Oh, I can completely understand that.
Oh yeah, I know that. Before that, people always used to talk about Juri in a kind of nasty. Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him.
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you...
I mean, just as I thought,
I'm not that... Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never...
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll...
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to.
Thank you, ma'am!
You're welcome. Well then.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? Juri seems to have a great reputation.
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come?
Sudden?
So he returns cruelty with kindness and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well-known in their hometown. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Juri's stories? Clearly they left him with a good plus. There's the fact that all this praise of his childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor, none of these are...
When you put it like that...
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I would... Juri was born into a poor family. The problem is... Right. And that changes. That's the worst case scenario.
Someone's trying to gain influence over... Even if we ask Juri about it, surely...
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't remember the current affairs and planning? Whoever is secretly helping Juri... Come on, let's get back to... Take it easy. Juri's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be...
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tien might think of Juri, the fact any evidence he's left is not going to be immediate.
Even though Yelan... Well, we gotta start... Oh, this reading is giving time.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers! If you're back, that means...
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information.
Don't drag this out.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interaction, the young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can...
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. I asked around and found out that where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all. Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases it. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make more...
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business...
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I had... Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbois.
Well, we're all...
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbois struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous. But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil...
I don't believe so. Mingbois is someone who has According to Miss Yu, the Ministry often gets Mingbois to take a fine... Oh, and also, there was once someone in the Ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbois gave them the...
Whoa.
Like I said before, things are not always...
Ah! So that's...
Thank you both. You're free to go now. So, have you finished reading? I can't see any immediate problems looking at the end of... The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is Jiangshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is a long time ago, with the approval of...
So, did they find any...
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down and the treasure... Jur-E's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure. Did you find...
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read... Oh, yeah! Jur-E said the Blackcliff Fort...
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Jur-E wants the Blackcliff Forge.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Jur-E's secret?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see...
Qianwei and Mingbois both turned out to be completely different than what we thought! What about Jur-E? Is there another side to him too?
It's raining. This is the Blackcliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
Excuse me?
Huh? I don't think we're going to get anywhere asking questions like...
What's this?
From the back, it looks like a ledger. But it seems they also... We don't know who wrote it, but...
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, at this rate, by the time the Qing... That'll give them the chance to take a lot of lip... Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance.
When you put it like that, it also... Who's really bad?
That's a question for the newcomers.
Excuse us.
I gotta say, these my only complaint. I guess they just need some time.
They go out drinking.
You got that right. It rained after work today. Hey, you're only young once.
Interesting. Let's go. Looks like our hunch was on the moor. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints.
They went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up! These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way. The footprints stop here, but, judging from the direction, looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're. Look at these ashes.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have...
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible.
Why don't we wait for them back at the
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point. To me, that says that whoever's...
Darn!
Make no mistake. The purpose of our... I smelled something peculiar. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long...
Really?
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate. Some wealthy people there put floral... When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor... Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown up, but it's all I need.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan. I sent him to look into Zhiyi's regular... I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him... So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed. I asked all the fishermen multiple times. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Black Cliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could.
Well, Uncle Tian said that Zhiyi once bought a...
What? No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan,
Interesting. Then I won't...
Fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now... Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Zhiyi, but the guy's too cautious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But
Groundwork?
when you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll... Tomorrow morning I'll announce his victory at Yuehai. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't... Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different... It looks like we're all here. I won't drone on about the importance of the...
All of us here know the score.
Qianwei has many pioneer... Mingbo is reliable, but not... In contrast, Zhi is evenly balanced across... After much consideration.
What?
Oh, Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little in my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the...
I'll have to see.
I don't mind. As long...
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before...
I will live up to the Tianshu. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Zhi seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to...
Hey, traveler, tell me something. If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't mind...
Oh no, if we get stuck here...
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
We finally got...
Lady Yelan, Jury has gone towards Feiyun's...
Follow him, quickly.
So Zhi really sided with the Fatui? But...
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
Sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost. He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him without being...
How the heck did he manage to... I guess Zhi didn't...
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired.
But...
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tian himself. Evading detection is not a... If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tian, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine.
Xinyue kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him, but we couldn't get... I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in Xinyue.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll Let's go to Xinyue kiosk.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in.
Our customers are free to dress however they please.
Okay, fair enough, but didn't you think it was just a little bit strange?
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right to stop him.
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question.
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery, with a rich flavor. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago.
Liquor? And...
Where to?
Shigu Antiques. Hey, Miss Lin Long. Sorry to bother you. We're friends of his.
Sure. Which model are you looking?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Jur-E's choice.
Jur-E picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique wine, just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that—
Don't worry. Price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But I'm just a little
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is one
Okay. Thanks, Lin Long. Seems there's a little more to buy.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out and—
This is turning into a real...
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed grant.
It's not like you did any better.
My specialty is information
Yay, Lon. So is the plan— Oh, if we can't figure out where Jur-E—
If so, it's no ordinary celebration.
What do you mean?
First of all, Jur-E isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates alcohol because of what it did to him. If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an expensive— No. This is a victory feast. Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status. Now, where might we find FATUI who match that description, I wonder?
FATUI officials.
Have both locations surrounded. Take as many people as you—
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our—
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance in which case, we don't need to change—
Great idea! So we just need to find out—
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become a—
I'm well aware, but don't you see? Jur-E is gambling everything on this. Stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all other bases too.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Jur-E may—
I'll be waiting for you at the tea house. If I'm guessing correctly, FATUI official— I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again. Perfect timing. Wen Yuan just sent word that
Qingshu Pool.
it looks like that's where they've. Qingshu Pool is always.
Oh no.
Let's go. If my hunt. This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me. There's been some work done on this. The workers left an emergency access. Still, be ready to fight it.
Don't worry, we're all By the way, Yelan?
They have other things to take care of first.
Stabilize! The wind knows that.
Gotcha! Busted! Quietly now. As I expected, but this shouldn't be too much trouble.
I see that? That's gotta be the FATUI ambassador here. That must be the emergency access.
Into the wind!
Busted! Take it easy.
Solidify!
One with nature. Gotcha.
Time to go.
Solidify!
Busted. Things are about to get dicey.
The wind knows it.
Time to go. Time to go.
The water's flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues. Take it easy. This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way. Take it easy.
open! Let's go!
We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up.
Gather!
Teamwork is trademark!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Order guide you! Time to go. Time to go.
I can tell from the aroma that this is very fine liquor. Come on, bottoms up. After...
Sorry.
You'll get there. If you want to stay friends with us.
I'll do my best.
You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already struggling after one glass? I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were poisoning. Come on, another round. Let's...
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poisoning. I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had to hide away.
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. But I have to say, you really are quite a genius at poison. I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an imperceptible, slow-acting poison, and came up with the idea... What was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency of the poison, and this...
It struck me one day when I was fishing. I'm lucky it did. Otherwise...
You have performed excellently. The Fatui will continue to provide the support you need to consolidate your position as Tianshu. Of course, this is as long as you continue. Aside from Qingshu Pool, we also have some other...
Don't worry. Whatever tasks you have for me...
Did you hear that? It was poison! That's why Uncle Tian is... What a nasty guy!
Hold on. Did you bring the camera? If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture it.
Excellent liquor. We've, seen no progress on the diplomat, but soon, everything will be taken care of. I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey, do you...
How could I forget? You said a lowly commoner like me could never be seen as a serious candidate for the Tianshu. No matter how hard I work, the only way is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest moment. I think you were...
Yes. Under normal circumstances, the gap between you... Just look at your two competitors. Qin Wei had wealth. Ming Boa had reputation. But you had nothing. And that's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll guard your home.
Yes. I cannot thank you enough for your...
You know, the best thing about you is that you do as you're told without complaining. Heck, when you're not in the company of the Fatui, you'll be able to throw your weight around as much...
Uncle Gao said that Zhi has low self-esteem. Seems he was right. He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish over time. So the Fatui... Do you have any more film in the camera? Then get ready to use it. How well this goes for us.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up. I'm in a good mood today.
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it, I can bring...
Whoa, this is the good... Huh? Zhi, you...
You seem surprised, Miss...
You...
How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflect. You really think I'd put myself through all that just to become your little puppet?
You imbecile.
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room are the 3 under... I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the explosive.
What?
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to... The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. Their plan was to... but things didn't quite go to plan. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the embassy won't investigate this. It explains why you acted alone, while exonerating the rest. Of course, none of that will have anything to do with me. When all of this comes to my attention, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to cancel the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan immediately. I guess then...
Zhi, do you really think you're gonna get away with this? The Fatui is a... After I die, they'll...
A record? Oh, you must mean the one in the...
How?
Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophan to thank for... He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. He has been eyeing your position for a long time. Shh. Relax. It's over. Sweet dreams.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself the effort. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything.
The game's up? Forgive me, I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces.
This is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his system is the same as in Uncle Tian. Nothing else you wanted to add?
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. You followed him here, didn't you? I was so focused on keeping myself out of sight, I forgot he was a potential liability. Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that I would live.
Your point.
When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. In fact, I don't deny that I used underhanded methods to get here. But given my...
You still don't get it, do you? Even now. What do you think? Exactly. Jur-E. Clever people can always come up with a good... There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but when has Uncle Tian ever looked down on you? He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose to repay that by poisoning him. Whatever positive...
That's enough.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most.
That's enough!
Life is like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan. But you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Jur-E these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the FATUI find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Huh?
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then...
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should... Don't worry. As long as they're willing to cooperate, get some rest. See...
Let's light it up!
One with nature. Ka!
Solidify!
Into the wind!
Quietly now.
The hunter becomes the hunted.
Gather! Have a taste of this!
Done.
There is now no poison left in his system.
Dr. Baiju.
You needn't worry too much. It's good we caught it in time. A few days later...
How did they successfully secure such a seldom seen? Unfortunately for them.
Uncle Tian will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty...
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much. Ah, you're here too? Yes, the exhaustion.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue.
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take him. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tian. In my opinion, Zhi is not suitable for the position.
You have my gratitude. People can change their loyalty.
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle Tian?
Don't underestimate Uncle Tian. He wouldn't have appointed. Normally, the Yuehai Pavilion would be responsible for assessing the candidates.
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him unreserved. When I first met Zhi, I wondered if he had approached me with a hidden agenda. I concluded that he had no. In the end, even he changed. I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the chance to compete on a... I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all manner of things.
I have to admit, he's a smart guy. The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk, but Zhi was still extreme. He chose that specific liquor from Xinyue Kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison. And he chose to wait until the Fatui official was drunk and had his guard down before delivering. He also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison. As the amount of liquor went down, he'd shake the pot to... Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Zhi would have drunk the poisoned wine himself, and then found an opportunity to take the antidote shortly afterwards.
But that's still really dangerous.
Yes. Had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences despite taking the antidote. He didn't hesitate to put himself in harm's way.
How is Zhi...
Well, I mean, he's sitting in a jail cell. Like Yanfei says, everyone who breaks... Still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of guards around.
A deal? Does this have to do...
Yes, Zhi's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off to my subordinates as soon as I realized. But once the Fatui became involved, things got a whole lot more interesting. I thought
Well, did you?
Almost. Unfortunately...
Uncle Tian? Yelan? What are you talking about?
Zhi colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, to put it the other way, with Yusupov in our hands and a statement from Zhi, we could afford to continue with a diplomatic offensive. Also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophan, Yusupov's second-in-command. Then pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new options. Why else did you think
So, okay...
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, and we passed all the information on to... But when we tried to make contact with Theophan, he was gone.
The Fatui must be spying on us. Otherwise...
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger Regrator got involved. The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrader was only treating this as a It's a pity that Theophan got away. But knowing which harbingers are still
I have to ask, Yelan. Do you I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at...
Oh, that. I prefer my current life. There's danger and there's excitement. Although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role. As Tianshu, I wouldn't have the chance to get involved in any... Alright, I'm done here. Time for...
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business all the time, maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. If you have any more questions, just ask Uncle.